Welcome to Iowa Live on this Tuesday. Make sure you do check your calendars. Yes, with the Labor Day holiday yesterday kind of throws some people up, but the 250th day of the year already, 115 days left of 2021. You know what we love to do around here on a regular basis? We love checking in with our good friend Kim Baer from the Baer Law Office to talk about some things when it comes to legal that you might really want to think about. But first and foremost, hi Kim, hope you had a great Labor Day weekend.
I did, Lou. How about you?
Oh, great Labor Day weekend. We were on the smoker grill for most of the afternoon and working outside, so it was a very productive day. But we want to talk about being productive in the workplace and specifically talking about whether or not somebody is an independent contractor or they're an employee. And there is a big difference in this, isn't there?
There really is, and a lot of people don't realize how important it is to make sure that you're handling that correctly. So if you are a business owner, and this is typically an issue that comes up for a business owner or someone who's managing a business and trying to make decisions about how you're going to treat people who are working for you, it's really important that you make a determination about whether or not the people that are going to be working for you are employees or independent contractors.
All right, so how do we make that determination if somebody is an employee or an independent contractor?
Right. So, usually business owners want to treat people that are working for them as independent contractors because you're just giving the worker the money. You don't have to worry about withholding taxes or paying FICA or into workers' comp or anything like that. But the problem is that the law presumes that everyone working for you is an employee and that you should be withholding taxes and paying unemployment. And so in Iowa, it's a factor test. You don't have to meet all of the factors to prove that somebody's an independent contractor, but you really need to meet most of them.
Okay, well, it sounds like independent contractors, if you're an employer, might be the way to go. But why do you not want to do that, or why can't you do that?
Right. So if you're wrong, in fact, they might be independent contractors. You just need to make sure that you're right on that, or that you have a really strong case. Because if you're wrong, then what happens is that if you're audited or someone that working for you gets hurt and they try to file a workers' comp claim and there is no workers' comp because you've been treating them as independent contractors, the state will come in and do an audit and you can be fined. They'll go back several years. I've had clients that owed, six figures in past due money because they were treating people as independent contractors when they should have been employees. So it's really a big deal. You want to make sure you get it right.
All right. So what are some of the factors we need to keep in mind?
Right. So some of the factors that the state looks at is if I own a business and I have somebody working for me, am I supervising their work? Am I inspecting it? Am I telling them the hours to work? Am I giving them tools to work with? So those are the types of things. Or is this person that I just say, hey, come in and paint this room for me. Maybe I'm a builder. Come in and paint this room for me and let me know when you're done and what's the charge for the job.
Right. So that would be, just one way of looking at that. But are there some areas or some, businesses where people usually are independent contractors?
Yeah, there really are. Typically real estate agents are treated as independent contractors because they're making their own hours. They're deciding if they want to take a listing. They are spending money out of their own pocket for advertising and things like that. The same thing I just mentioned, if you're a builder, usually you have subcontractors that you're hiring. I've worked with some dentists that rent out chairs in their office to people who are cleaning teeth. So that type of thing, where you truly are not overseeing or you're not kind of bossing people around. In other words, you're hiring somebody for a job.
All right. Sounds like the best idea is to have a conversation with a qualified lawyer. And I bet you know a qualified lawyer or two.
Well, I'm more than happy to help. If you're a business owner and you already have an attorney, make sure you have this conversation with them and that you're doing it correctly. If you don't have a lawyer and you want to talk with somebody, we're happy to have a conversation and share a cup of coffee.
All right. What's the easiest way to get a hold of you, Kim?
Sure. Just give us a call at 515-279-2000.
All right, Kim Baer, thank you so much. Hopefully we straighten some ideas out for people to determine whether or not you're an employee or an independent contractor and how you need to hire those people and other things that go into mind. So thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll talk to you next time.
Okay, bye, Lou.
All right, bye-bye, Kim. That's Kim Baer from the Baer Law Office.